Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined alongside Shane Smith. Thanks for joining us as we dive into the Week 14 game predictions. So to kick things off, we got a Thursday night game, Patriots at the LA Rams.
Typically, I'd say that this is a fairly easy one, but after the Patriots come out, and I believe 2 straight wins and a spanking this past week.
Shut out.
I'm still going with the Rams because I think they're the better overall team, and I think Cam Newton had like 31 total passing yards last week.
Jeez.
They had like almost 300 rushing yards.
Oh, wow.
So they literally were like, we're not going to pass the ball.
That's where it came from.
But I think the Rams are way more dynamic on offense and defense, so I think they win. But it might be closer than everybody thinks.
Yeah. I'm going with the Rams, too. You're right, though. I think it could be closer than a lot of people do think. The Rams should have a better overall team. They do have a young team, but they should have a better overall team. And who did they play really well the week before? Was it the Cardinals the week before last?
Last week they won to the Cardinals 38-28.
Okay, so it was just last week they played the Cardinals
because the week before that they looked horrible.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, so they had a nice bounce-back game against a division opponent. And, yeah, I think Cam's just going to struggle again in this one, and I'm going to take the Rams. So,
yeah.
What do you have for a score?
I'm going to say 28-24 Rams.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll go 30-20.
Okay.
Vikings at Tampa Bay.
Vikings are kind of in the same place as the Patriots. Like, they started off real bad. They've turned it up. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson looking great. It comes down to quarterback for me. I trust Tom Brady more than I trust Kirk Cousins. And the Bucs just came off a bye, much needed bye, because they were having a depleted team. So they should have a healthier team and hopefully a more concentrated team. So I'm going to say the Bucs probably pretty handily in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucs too. I think poor Minnesota's catching Brady off a bye, and that's not what you want to be on the other end of. So
Nope.
Minnesota is a weird team though this year. It's like when Dalvin Cook gets hot, they can get rolling. But Tampa Bay needed this bye last week. They got it. They came off a bad loss against the Chiefs before. Wasn't that week before their bye?
Yeah, which it was horrible because they were down like 21-0.
Yeah.
And then they came back and lost 27-24.
By 3 points, right? Yeah.
They kind of found a recipe to slow down Mahomes, and it
just a little too late.
Yeah. Definitely a little late.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one. I'm thinking something like 34-17.
Yeah, I'm going to say 35-14. Like,
okay.
I think the Vikings are better than that, but the Bucs are going to come in a little angry, especially off a bye and having to sit on that loss for 2 weeks.
Yep, agreed. Cardinals at the Giants.
I don't know what to think of the Cardinals. Like, they got D-Hop, and he's a baller, and between him and Chase, I'm still not sure who has more pass interference yards on the year. Their defense on paper looks good, but then doesn't show up most games, it seems. And then you have the Giants, who I honestly think last week put together their best performance of the year with Colt McCoy as their quarterback, which doesn't say good about your young quarterback and Daniel Jones. And I'm going to assume with the hamstring injury, it's probably Colt McCoy again. It might be considered an upset, but I think I'm going to go Giants in a close one.
I could see the Giants pull this one off just because they found a recipe. Their defense looked great last week. They found a recipe to
they stopped Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf.
Right.
If you can stop Metcalf, I understand D-Hop's nowhere near as fast as Metcalf, but he can probably go up and get the ball a little better, and he's a little more established. But I don't know. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
I have that feeling on the Giants.
They found the way to contain Russell Wilson. So if they can contain Russell, they can contain Murray. And they're both kind of scrambling quarterback improvisers. I don't know, man. I see where your point is here for the upset. I'm actually going to go on the upset as well, just because the Giants are fighting for their spot in the division. They played really
right now
well.
They're first in the division.
Yeah, technically they have the tiebreaker, don't they?
Yeah, because Washington lost to them twice.
That's right. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Giants as well, man. I think Arizona's a talented team, but this one's going to be a tough one for them. And it's in MetLife Stadium, too. So
Yeah, the stadium that tears knees.
yeah, exactly. What do you think for a score for this one?
I'm going to say 21-18.
All right. I'll go 17-10.
So we agree both not a very high scoring.
Right.
game.
Nothing too super exciting. However, this one might be Kansas City at Miami.
Yeah, I'm interested in this one. Because Chiefs have almost put up 6 quarters of bad football on offense.
Yeah.
Because they got up, like I said, I don't remember if it was 24-0 or 21-0 at halftime against the Bucs. I want to say it was 24-0 to the Bucs, or maybe 24-3 or something like that. And then the Bucs held them to 3 points for the rest of the game.
Slowed down.
And they found a way to do it. And I personally thought it was the Bucs went to bend don't break, get into the red zone, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the Chiefs' offense was sputtering because they weren't making deep plays, and you weren't getting as much space with Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. Then go to the Broncos. And my quote on the Broncos and the Chiefs was, if the Chiefs don't hold them to 10 points or under, especially with how bad Drew Lock looks, Chiefs have a problem on defense. They held them to 16, but I still don't think it was the Chiefs' defense putting a stop. It was Drew Lock beating himself.
Holding them back.
Because he threw 2 horrible interceptions that he should have never thrown, and he should have looked for the check down. And a Broncos defense who doesn't have a whole lot.
No.
I think by the end of the game, they had 2 rookie corners out there. They're down Von Miller. Like, their Jarrell Casey's has been out for the year. Like, they've been slammed on defense, and the Chiefs only got 22 points on them. So I'm not sure what teams are seeing and doing, but something's working, and the Dolphins' defense is way better than the Broncos' defense.
Yep.
And Tua and his running game, I think, have a legit shot to run all over the Chiefs. They have the Chiefs at 7 points.
Wow.
Against the Dolphins. I don't agree with that, with how they've looked.
I'm shocked it's that high.
I think the Chiefs find a way to win this, but I really think people start sweating. I really wanted to go Dolphins, but are you going Dolphins?
I think I might. I don't know. It's something like Tua just got back in the lineup last week.
Yeah, just got back in the lineup.
So something with his thumb he was bothered with, and ended up getting him back in the lineup this past week. And it's in Miami. Just whenever since he's been in the lineup, it's almost like their offense has gotten more creative and just like more complete and more energized, I guess. I don't know. And their defense has been super solid this whole year.
Really solid, yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely going to prevent a problem for the Chiefs. I do see it going either way because the Chiefs could literally just come in here and light them up. I mean, the Chiefs can probably do that to anybody week by week, but Chiefs haven't blown anybody out this year. I think it was Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football saying, like, Chiefs really haven't blown anybody out this year. It's been since week 6 or whatever it was,
right? Since
they have.
And it seems like if the Chiefs are scoring a lot of points, it's because their defense is giving up a lot of points. And they're kind of in the same boat where they have more of a run game than us, but they still don't really have a run game either. It's passing and then no defense. So it's something where I know a lot of teams, turn to running the football in the playoffs, and the Chiefs are going to be different than that. But Melvin Gordon, who I think used to be good and isn't that great, had over 100 yards in rushing.
Yeah. In
the first half against them, and ended up with, I don't know, they kind of slowed down, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But and Tua's more of a runner than Locke, and they can run a read option or something like that. I mean, and he doesn't turn the ball over.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's thrown a couple interceptions, but he is statistically better than Fitzpatrick.
Sure.
Which, small sample size, but... And he didn't do it a lot in college either, turn the ball over.
Good.
So
Miami's got the tools. They've got the weapons. They've got the system in place to keep up or beat the Chiefs this weekend. I just hope they come to play and make it a game because, like I said, the Chiefs could make this one of those games where they just run away with it fast like they did with the Bucs.
Right.
So we'll see. But I'm gonna say Miami gets it done. I'm gonna say Miami gets... I don't know. We'll go 34-28.
Okay. Wow, you're giving them a tutty, almost. I'm going Chiefs 35, Miami 33. So I'm going to say it comes to a missed field goal at the end.
Oh, man.
Just like against the Panthers.
Lucky them. Titans at Jaguars.
Shouldn't be a tough game for the Titans.
I would hope not. They've got to bounce back after that ugly game against Cleveland, too.
Yeah. Which, kudos to the Titans for coming back in that game
Right.
after they were, I mean, it was, 30? Like, I don't
31, 34 to... No, it must have been 31 or 35.
Halftime, it was 38. Was it 38-17 or 38-7 or something like that? I want to say it was 38-7.
It might have been 38-7.
And they only allowed the Browns to get 3 more points, and they started lighting it up in the second half. So they might have found something. But, yeah, they need a bring-back game. And I think the Jags, even though it's a division opponent, is the right team to do that. They're just going to do what they always do and use Derrick Henry and add some play action and give it to A.J. Brown. So.
Yeah. I don't see where Jags really... I mean, it is a division game, but I don't see where Jags really hold a candle to the Titans.
No, I think
here.
the Jags look worse than the Jets right now.
Yeah. The Jets looked okay last week, so...
Yeah, they did.
The Jaguars are just... they're tanking. It's just battle of the tank.
Yeah, it really is.
What do you think this whooping is?
Just because they run the ball so much, I think it's going to kill more clock. So I'm going to say 28-3.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go 33-3.
Okay.
Triple threes. Dallas at Cincinnati.
Well, this is an underwhelming game. I think I heard the Bengals' backup quarterback's down now or out for the year. So, like, Bengals just keep up the quarterback rotation. They don't know what they want. Cowboys for a while looked okay against the Ravens.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they had a shot of doing it until the refs kind of messed things up at halftime didn't call a pass I mean, it was a blatant pass interference call that they missed. Like, I can't remember which CB it was or DB it was. CeeDee Lamb, like, literally grabbed him right here, threw him off his thing. Otherwise, it would have been probably a wide open touchdown. Ref seen it, didn't throw a flag. And then CeeDee Lamb missed. I mean, it was a Hail Mary at that point for the half, but CeeDee Lamb missed a heck of a grab. It went right through his hands, and he was the only one up there to get it. So, talented young kid, but Cowboys definitely have more of an offense.
Even with Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think
agree.
Andy Dalton, if anything, is going to put up his best showing just to be like,
hey, former team.
Yeah, like, hey, you could have kept me, and I could be your quarterback right now because Burrow went down.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm going to actually say that this is a butt whooping on the Cowboys destroy the Bengals.
Wow. I'm going to take the Cowboys too. I don't know about. Are you sure about the Bengals quarterback?
I had heard that he had went down.
Okay.
The second year guy, which I think would actually put Finley in because Finley was the second string, and then they put in a different guy and pushed him to third string. So I think it's Finley
back
again
to Finley now. Okay.
I have no idea. Their quarterback situation is horrible.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go Cowboys 27, and I'll give the Bengals 10.
I'm going to say the Cowboys go 30-7.
Ooh, okay. Texans at the Bears.
Bears stink. They went from 5-0 to 5-7. Just think this could have been us. Like, we could have been 5-0 and at 5-7. So Bears fans, like, at this point, they're probably like, listen, let's just lose all the games and get the best pick we can to figure out our quarterback and offense situation.
Yep.
Texans at least have Deshaun Watson, although Fuller's suspended for performance enhancements.
Ooh.
So good job there, buddy. But he's still got a few other weapons, and Cooks and Kiki Kute, and I think David Johnson's still there.
I think so.
I'm not sure if he's injured or not. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
And the Bears' defense is good. It's really good. But the Bears' offense can't score. So I'm going to say in a close one, it'll be my low score of the week. Texans win it.
Okay. I'm going to go Texans as well. Texans lost a heartbreaker last week against the Colts. Did you see the end of that one?
I didn't see the end, but I seen the score was so close.
Yeah, I think it was like a fumble, or it was a bad snap or something. They were driving all the way down the field to win it. Had a fumbled snap or a bad snap, and Colts recovered.
That's a bummer.
Oh, it was horrible. And they came back in a good almost comeback. And I do think the Bears do have a solid defense, but their offense is trash. So then you got the defense on the field more, and against Deshaun Watson, that's not what you want. So I'm going to go Texans in this one. I'm going to go Texans 20 and Bears, I'll give 13.
Okay. I'm going to say Texans 10, Bears 6.
Okay. You aren't kidding about the low score.
No.
Broncos at Panthers.
I couldn't tell you. Panthers, I think, had 8 players or 8 people total go on the COVID list.
Yikes.
I want to say it was 8 players. And they're still not sure if they're getting Christian McCaffrey back. Broncos don't have that problem, and they played the Chiefs well, so maybe that's a stepping stone for them. Even Vegas doesn't know who's going to win. They don't have any sort of up or down on it. I'm going to say the Broncos squeak this one out just because of the whole COVID situation.
Okay. I'm going to go Broncos as well, especially if Carolina has some people on the COVID list too. And without Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm gonna go the Broncos. Broncos give the Chiefs a scare for at least a little bit.
Right.
And a solid game. So maybe they can pull some of that magic out against the Panthers here. So I'm going to go Denver. What do you think for a score?
I'm going to go another low score, 17-14.
Okay, I will go, let's go 23-16, Broncos.
Not too exciting.
Not too exciting. Jets at Seattle.
You would think that this would be an easy one for me to pick. I'm not sure if the Seahawks are bad or what's going on with them because they lost to the Giants. And the Jets may have some momentum because they finally got one of their coaches fired.
Yeah.
Because they should have won their first game last week against the Raiders.
Yep.
And their offense actually performed fairly well. I can't go against Seattle here as much as I want to. And, I may or may not have thrown a sportsbook bet on the Jets winning, but that was more of like a low-term bet to try and get some sort of yield if the unthinkable happens. But I think this is a get-right game for Seattle for sure.
Yeah, this one, I'm gonna take Seattle too, but this one could be one of those ones that might be a bigger upset than Washington versus us last weekend.
Because Seattle has a horrible defense.
Their defense is so bad. And if Jets had momentum last week against the Raiders and they carried into this week, this would be the week to keep it going because Seattle's defense is trash too. They might be the worst defense in the league.
It's very possible.
It's really, really bad. But with Russ losing to the Giants last week at home, and this one's at home again, I just don't see it happening. So
right.
I'm going to go Seattle in this one. I'm going to go 28-10 Seattle.
Okay, I'm going to go 38-27 Seattle.
Okay. Colts at the Raiders.
So Colts, I know they pulled out against Houston, but I don't know what kind of a team they are either. Like, some weeks they look really good, and then they turn around and look horrible. So they're hit or miss. Raiders, They almost lose to the Jets, and if it wasn't for the Jets calling a zero blitz, they would have lost to the Jets.
Yep.
Like, at that point, rush one guy, drop 10. Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, no kidding.
But just for that simple fact that the Raiders almost lost to the Jets, I'm taking Indy, but not by much.
I am biasly picking the Raiders for this game because I want
None
them
of us like Phillip Rivers.
that also, I just want Raiders to stay. I think they're ahead of the Ravens in the wild card.
Probably. Because they beat the Chiefs, so I would assume
Yeah.
strength. They probably would be.
Strength and opponent.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Just the Ravens didn't beat us.
I was thinking that the Raiders were in the wild card spot, or maybe in the hunt. No, they were in the hunt, I think. They're not in the wild card spot.
Right.
Because you got Indy and Browns in there, I think. And Dolphins?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But so I'm kind of biasly picking the Raiders, so they stay just a step ahead of the Ravens there. But you're right. I mean, both these teams, I really don't know what you're going to get out of both of them. Don't like Phillip Rivers, never will. And I think the Raiders are going to pull this one out because they're at home. So
They could.
I'm going with the Raiders here, man. What do you think for score?
I'm going to say 24-21 Indy.
I'm going to go with a high score on this one, actually. I'm going to go 37-31.
Okay.
Raiders. Washington football team at the 49ers. Screw you, Washington.
I know people might think this is me being biased because the Steelers just lost to him. Washington is a better team than their record shows. I don't remember exactly how many games Alex Smith has started and finished. I want to say it's 4, and they're 3-1 as a starter. He's either 3-1 or 3-2 as a starter since taking over. And so they're like 2-6 or 2-5 without Alex Smith, and that really is what makes the difference. Their defense is humming along. Alex Smith makes the smart decisions,
Yep.
and he can turn the ball over, but he's not known for turning the ball over.
Yeah.
He's better than Haskins. He's better than Allen.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Niners, they've had too many injuries, and they have Nick Mullins in, and who knows when they're going to get Jimmy G back. If they do, I seen Mostert was back, but who knows how long he's going to stay. I don't think they have Deebo Samuels right now. Like, it's just one thing after another for the Niners. So I know the football team is considered the underdog, so maybe this is an upset, but I think Washington continues that train of trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm going to go Washington as well because I think you're right. They are just a better team than the record shows. And if they would have had Alex Smith start at the beginning of the season, their record would be flipped right now, or better, 7-4 or better.
I could see them being a 7-5 team, or an 8-4 team right now with Alex Smith as their QB.
That front 4, front 7, whatever is nasty. And if Alex Smith can just play mistake free and just deliver it to McLaurin and let Gibson run it, like, dude, they got an okay offense.
Yeah.
Their defense definitely would hold them up, but. Yeah, they're a good team. And then the 49ers, like you said, they've been decimated all year, and I don't know.
What scares me is the more they lose, the higher the draft pick they get, and they already have a scary defense.
So when they get people back
and probably another defender.
Oh, Lord.
They'll probably go like a corner or a safety or something like that. And
Oi. What do you think for a score for this one?
I'm going to say the football team 24, Niners 13.
Okay, I like that score. I'll go football team 20 and the Niners 10.
Right, nice 10-point difference.
Saints at the Eagles.
Eagles are officially finally starting Jalen Hurts. I think they should have started him last week. I honestly think if they would have started him and played the whole game, they had a legitimate chance to beat the Packers last week, because he definitely made it look like a game. I don't know if Drew Brees is back or not, but Taysom Hills looks solid. That whole team started to look solid. They're 10-2. Saints by a lot.
Yep. Saints for sure here. Their defense is really good too. They don't get a lot of credit on that defensive side, but their defense is really solid. Jalen Hurts, it'll be interesting to see what he does in his full game since he's starting. But, I think this is just a tough task for him, so I'm going to go Saints as well. I'll go Saints 31, Eagles 17.
Okay. I'm going Saints 45.
Oh.
Eagles 24.
Oh, wow. Shellacking.
Yeah.
Falcons at the Chargers.
Chargers had an embarrassment.
Yeah.
They got shut out. That was Herbert's worst game by far.
Yep.
I don't even know if they sat him in the fourth quarter or whatever. I personally would have, just so you don't hurt your young guy. Falcons, I don't know. They look better. They can be better than their record shows, but they find ways to lose. Doesn't matter who their head coach is. So do the Chargers, though. And so to me, it's going to be like, whose offense does more? And just because Julio's been hurt so much, or Calvin Ridley on the other side, at least Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen have been hitting pretty well, and Hunter Henry, their tight end, he's been getting to him a little bit more. So I feel like I choose the Chargers every week, but I'm gonna go Chargers over Falcons. But I think it's a high scoring but tight game.
That's what I was gonna say. I think this is gonna be a lot of scoring between these two. This might be my highest scoring game of the week.
It's gonna be mine too.
Chargers needed big bounce back game here. What did Falcons win last week? Who did they play?
I doubt they won. No, they lost to the Saints 21-16.
Oh, that's right. It was the Saints. Yep. Okay. So they lost last week, but Chargers got shut out. They got annihilated. So they need a big bounce back. This is going to be a shootout to me. This one's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to take the Chargers just because I think they want to bounce back more and are going to want it more. So I'm going to go Chargers 45, and I'll go Falcons 42.
You took my score.
45-42?
That's exactly my score. Is 45-42 Chargers.
Great minds think alike, huh?
Yes.
Fair enough. We agree on that one. Packers at the Lions.
Lions had that really high-scoring game. They exposed the Bears' defense. I want to say somebody said Khalil Mack didn't play last week. I don't keep up with the Bears too much. I just know that their offense is horrible. And maybe he's the whole thing that keeps all the glue together, because I've not seen the Bears give up 34 points yet this year. Like, I couldn't tell you when. Just because their offense has only scored like 10 points, so it's like a 17-10 game or like a 24-10 or something like that. Packers' defense is bad, so Stafford and them might go up and down the field a little bit. But I'm not going against A-Rod. I went against him last week, and I wasn't burned, but I was wrong. And so I trust Aaron Rodgers way more than I trust Stafford by far.
Ditto. Yeah, I'm going with the Packers. I know it's in Detroit, but this one might be another high-scoring game. Like you said, kind of a battle of two bad defenses, high-scoring offenses. So I'm going to go with the Packers 34-24.
That's a good score. I'm going to go 35-28.
Okay. Steelers at the Bills. This is the Sunday night game. Prime time.
It's going to be a good game. Looking to
should be a good game.
Should be a good game. It's still early in the week, being Wednesday. I'm still not sure who's playing and who's not on our defense. Spillane's probably out. Thank goodness we got Avery Williamson.
Yep.
Guessing Hayden's probably out. So those are a couple of blows on our defense, along with other injuries that we've had to deal with. But hopefully our offense gets right. Tomlin's already talked about if those people can't catch the ball, he's going to put other people in.
Yep.
Along with he's open to any and all who can, call plays. So that could mean some changes or at least some change ups with play calling and things like that. But the Bills are a heck of a team. Josh Allen is solid with his wide receivers group, and their defense is starting to get around. But I ultimately, I'm going Steelers just because. One, I'm a Steelers fan.
I was going to say.
And two, the Bills' defense is worse than what we went up against last week.
Yeah.
And so I don't see them as being as athletic as the football team's defensive front was, at least.
Sure. Buffalo looked really good against the 49ers this past week. They looked really good, and Josh Allen looked really good. And their offense is really good. It's going to be difficult for the Steelers' defense. It's going to be a big test for us this weekend, especially in their place. But Bills' defense isn't that great. I mean, I know our wide receivers haven't been able to catch the flipping ball the past 2 weeks, but hopefully that gets fixed. And I honestly think that that was a huge difference maker in this past game for us as well. So I think clean up some of those drops. Defense, do your thing. I think we can legit win this game Sunday night at the Buffalo Bills Stadium. So I'm going Pittsburgh. I'm going to go 24-17 Steelers.
Okay. I'm going tighter than that because Steelers like to give us heart attacks. I'm going 21-20. So if you expect a shellacking by the Steelers, don't expect that, but expect a heart attack near the end one way or the other.
Most likely. To finish things off, Monday night is the Ravens at the Browns.
Should be a solid game.
Should be a really good game.
Browns looked good last week, although their defense in the second half, I don't know what the heck they did, but they sure fell flat because they gave up a lot of points after being up so much. It was almost like they put their foot off the gas and then it was like, oh, wait, we still have to play this game. Derrick Henry's something of a freak.
Yep.
Ravens looked good. They look off. Like, they said Lamar had a solid game last night. I don't know who the heck they think they are. Lamar threw for 106 yards and ran for like 98. So he had 200 total yards. Threw a pick, couple of touchdowns. He might have had a rushing touchdown. Might have been three total touchdowns. I'm going with the Ravens on this one.
Okay.
Not that I want to see them in the playoffs at all.
No.
But I also want to see the Browns lose and come back down to earth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to pick on this one.
It's like lesser of two evils. I don't know who you choose.
If the Raiders can pull out a win, go Ravens. If not, sure, whatever, go Browns. I don't care anymore.
I think Ravens will win this game. I mean, Cleveland's really going to have to bring their A game and come up with a defensive game plan to stop Lamar and stop the rushing attack. But same thing for the Ravens. They're going to have to come up with a game plan to stop Chubb and the Browns' rushing attack.
They absolutely destroyed the Browns in the first meeting.
They did.
I mean, that was week one. Things have changed.
Yeah.
But then you still think, what was it, 6 weeks later, we played the Browns? And the Ravens have as solid of a defense as we have. Mm-hmm. And we shellacked the Browns again.
Yeah, true.
So it seems like as soon as a defense gets involved that
can actually play,
that can play and can put pressure on Mayfield, he falls apart.
Well, that's what I was going to say is if I'm almost picturing the Ravens defense can stop the Browns rushing attack and the Browns won't be able to stop the Ravens rushing attack. I see it that way because the Ravens do have a better defense.
Nobody can stop the Ravens rushing attack unless COVID.
Yeah, good point. And if Ravens can stop the Browns rushing attack, it's on Baker. He threw really nice in last week's game against the Titans, but against the Ravens,
they don't have the same corners or the same DBs.
Against the Ravens, I don't see it happening. So I'm going to go with the Ravens in this one. What do you think for a score? This one could be tight. It could be close,
or it could be a blowout.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
I'm going more blowout, and I'm gonna say Lamar actually sits the fourth quarter for the first time all year.
Yikes!
I'm gonna say 34-10.
Ooh, what they put up on last time? Like 38, or did we put 38?
They put up 38, and we put up 38. We allowed 7 points. They allowed
6?
3.
Oh, okay,
Or
3.
3 or 6, one
Yeah,
of the 2.
yeah. It was really close.
Yeah, it was. It was. Our defenses were very similar, and we did the exact same game plan against Baker. And boy, oh boy, did Baker look horrible in those 2 games.
Sorry, what'd you say? 34-10.
34-10, yeah.
I think I'll go 27-17. I'll give him a 10-point.
Okay.
10-point game. This one is a really weird one because the first time they played him was in week 1, and now you're all the way to week 14. 2 separate teams I see from the Browns. Definitely, they look a lot better now, but they have a lot to play for. So
yes, they do.
That should be a good matchup on Monday night. No teams on bye. I think all the byes are done for now.
They
right?
should be. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't keep track of it, but I think by like week 14 they should be done.
Who knows? COVID can change things.
Yeah, that's true.
We've had that happen twice.
We've seen it. All right, so that's all the predictions we got, all the games for this week. Got a couple good ones. Rooting for the Miami Dolphins, man.
Yeah, I chose the Chiefs, but go Miami.
Come
on.
Go for that upset. But
that'd be great.
yeah, for sure. You got anything else to add, man, to these?
No. Let us know if you think we're crazy or what your scores are.
Put your scores predictions down below, or if you're listening on podcasts, just write them down.
Write them down.
But that's our week 14 predictions, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
You.